Hello and welcome to today's late summer pot arrangement tutorial. I haven't done a video for a while, so welcome back for those of you that follow me, and if you don't follow me already, then you can subscribe to my channel later. Today we're going to be showing you how to do a pot arrangement. I've got a lovely ceramic pot here using a flower frog, and I like to do a grid as well on the top just to make sure everything stays in place. I've got a plethora of flowers that I had left over from my job that I did. So some of these are from our cutting patch as well, but we've got some lovely hydrangeas, there's some sedums, snapdragons, we've got some little blackberries, there's mint, there's sage, there's some cosmos, some amaranthus, so loads in there. And I just thought it would be nice to spend 10 minutes putting together a lovely flower arrangement and hopefully inspiring you to do the same at home. So first things first, we use these little flower frogs. They're little pins. You can get them in various sizes. This is actually quite a small one, but what I do find is that it helps secure the stems in the bottom of the vase. So I've just got a little tape on the bottom here. This is a waterproof tape, which just makes it a bit sticky, and we just place that in the vase like so. I've got a bit of Oasis tape here, and I just like to create a grid on top of the vase or pot. So just by creating a few vertical lines, and then we do a few horizontal lines as well. And what I find is that this helps keep the stems in place. It gives some support to some of the larger stems. And it's a really easy way to arrange flowers at home. So we just go along. I'm doing 3 lines each way. I'm not worrying if they're that even. You could get your tape measure out if you want, but I'm just eyeballing it and hoping that they're reasonably even. And I just squeeze the tape together on those cross hatches, and you can see the grid there. Don't forget to top up with water at this stage, which is the stage I always forget. So just some clean tap water just in the bottom. And then we're ready to start arranging. So normally when I'm doing arrangements like this, I like to start off with my foliage, but I've got these amazing, I call them candle hydrangeas, amazing hydrangeas. And I think that actually I'm going to start off with those in first. And I'm actually going to only use one of these. But it's so big that I want to actually build my foliage around this. So I'm going to roughly work out how high I want it by holding it up to the pot, then cut the stem. And with the hydrangeas, I always recommend cutting up the stem. And it just helps give that little bit more moisture. So cut up the stem. You can crush it as well if you want to, but I find cutting makes sure that the capillaries in the actual hydrangea are kept open. And then I'm going to place this in our vase, but I'm also going to try and make sure it's secured in that flower frog, so in those pins at the bottom, because it's such a heavy head. If you just had it on the grid, it would probably flop about a little bit. So I'm going to have it just kind of coming out the side, I think. And now I'm going to build around that with some foliage. So from the cutting patch, I've got some sage and some mint. And I'm just going to go around and place that through my grid. And I might secure a few of those stems onto that flower frog. And when I'm saying securing the stems, you can just literally just push them on, push the stems into the pins, and you'll feel the pins grab them. And you can just go around. Oh, this sage smells incredible, incredible. And I'll probably need a higher bit in the middle, slightly there. Lovely. And then I've got this flowering mint, which is a bit wayward. It's kind of a little bit over, but actually I still really love it when it's kind of a bit, the flowers are kind of just fading. So I'm going to use some of this as well. This is a branched piece, so I'm getting lots of lovely bits on here. And I'm doing an all-around arrangement, so I'm putting some in the front there, and I'm also going to be building around each side as well, rather than just a one-sided. Some of the pieces I'm going to keep quite long and wayward, and keep those maybe coming through the middle. I haven't practiced this in advance, so I have no idea what it's going to turn out like. I'm just using some flowers that I really love at the moment. Oh, there's a ladybird. We've got a little friend. Let's rescue her. That I really love at the moment, and that I think really kind of reflect the season, that late summer kind of transitioning to early autumn season. So there we go. And then next, I think we need something to kind of balance out this humongous head here. So I love sedum. I think it's a really underrated plant in the garden, and really underrated for flower arrangements. But can you see the similarity actually between the sedum and the hydrangea? They're beautiful together. So I'm going to use some sedum, and the sedum will balance out the shape of that hydrangea. You can see at the moment it's a bit kind of like one moment over there. But by popping in something bigger like the sedum, the rounder heads, it'll just help give a little bit more balance to the arrangement, hopefully. I'm just going round this side. So I'm just using 2 actually. I know we're trying to say odd numbers and 2s and 3s and 5s and 7s, but actually sometimes it's okay to break the rules. There we go. Lovely. Right, okay. Right, next in, I'm going to put my dahlias. Oh my gosh, these are amazing. I've actually stripped the cutting patch. So these ones were from a lovely flower grower that I sometimes use. And I just thought they're just of the season, aren't they? You can't beat a dahlia. Fantastic to grow if you do grow them as well. Mine have been a bit late flowering this year so far, but we're starting, and I had an amazing like bronze cornel, I think they're called. Amazing bronze one, which was just yummy. So the dahlia, these ones are actually great because they have quite long flower stems, but they've also got the buddy bit. So I love using the buds. So what I'm going to do is cut the flower head out. We're going to use him as well. Let's pop him in first. I'm just going to kind of go in maybe here with him. And I want to try and get him in the flower pin as well, the flower frog if I can. There we go. And then I'm going to use the buds as well, because I think you'll agree, hopefully, that it gives a little bit more dimension to the arrangement. Otherwise, it can look a little bit flat and not that gardeny. So I'm going to go in here with this one. Lovely. And I've got another guy here. I'm going to pop him in the side. And this one here as well. Oh, yummer. Right, and again, if we've got any leftover little buddy bits, they can go inside. I'm just going to pop him in the top there. Give him a look. Oh, I like that as it is actually. But we're going to do a bit more because, well, I've got a bit more to use in there. I've got some amaranthus. This is called, I'll just show you on camera. This is called Hot Biscuit. Really beautiful amaranthus. We grew this year from seed. These are the smaller bits. We used the tall spikes in some amazing urns we did at the weekend, which had like a toffee kind of vibe going on. But these little side shoots will just be perfect for an arrangement like this. And actually, I love it. That just brings the autumn. That's like your pumpkin spice latte coming through. So I'm just going to thread some of these through our arrangement. And oh my goodness, I love that. Yes, some through the top. I'm going to keep the leaves on. Sometimes the leaves on amaranthus can go over a bit quickly. So if they do for any reason, you can just go around your arrangement and just kind of swip them off. But if we can leave them on, I love them because you can see here actually some of them go like a bit bronzy at the edges. I'm just going to start leaning down a little bit into my arrangement so I can see where some of the holes are, because I'm mainly doing it looking down. It's nice to always just occasionally lean down see what's happening a bit lower. And then we're going to use a bit of cosmos. Again, this is cosmos that we've grown. We were a bit late putting this in this year, so we haven't got loads. We normally have like a whole bed of cosmos, but this variety is really, really pretty. Can't remember the name, lost the label, but really, really beautiful to just kind of dangle through. And actually what it does is it provides an interim colour, because at the moment the only white thing in the arrangement, you can see when you take them away, is the dahlia. So by adding in a cosmos that's a smaller flower and a bit more delicate, we're just creating an extra dimension. So we're going to go round, round, round like this. Oh yeah, look at that dance as well when it moves. And then finally, I think we're going to use some of the blackberries, because you know what, I love them. I think they're really, really beautiful, and you can see the kind of colour that they bring to the arrangement, which I think would just be fantastic. So I'm going to thread a couple of these. So I'm starting on the side that I'm looking at first, and then I'll swing it around. Just want to make sure it's kind of in. Actually, I'm just going to prop it up. I've got a little sweet pea tendril here. So my sweet peas have almost finished, but I love using these little kind of tendril bits in the flower arrangements, because it just gives that nice gardeny, oh yeah, lovely gardeny texture to the arrangement as well. And then I'm going to pop a few more of the little blackberries through. I might use some of the lower bits here, because some of these have come on really long stems. These are actually commercially produced blackberries, so they have not got spikes all the way up, because my hands would be in tatters if they did, but they have got this lovely spike-free stem and little clusters all the way up. So I'm going to try and utilise those as much as possible. There we go. And then have one coming out there. Lovely. And a bit of sweet pea stem. And then let's clear the decks down. We can then see if we need to add anything else in. So I've got just a little hole here, you see. So I think I will probably pop something in there. But on the whole, I'm pretty happy with that late summer flower arrangement. I've got a little bit of clematis. This is a little bit old, but you can see we've stripped the vines here. So these are all the vines that had the leaves on them, made them into a wreath, but I've got a little bit left. So what I might just do is pop, it was in there, wasn't it? Pop a little bit of this clematis vine through to just give it a bit more texture. And I think I could do with a bit here as well. It's a bit flat. So these are the little tweaks that we always make. It's one of the most important parts of flower arranging, is just having a bit of a look, using your eyes, making sure everything is balanced, and then giving it a bit of a tweak if it needs it. So there we have it. There is our quick and easy, well, hopefully quick and easy, late summer vase, pot arrangement really. Celebrating the seasons with hydrangea, blackberries, dahlias, amaranthus, cosmos, sedum, sweet pea tendrils, and clematis. And I hope you enjoy it.